Hello lovelies, it's Stephanie from Oh You're Lovely, where we carry the largest selection of wood flowers in the United States. Welcome back to another tutorial. This one's gonna be a ton of fun. However, I haven't done this technique in for sure over 5 years. It's probably been 6 years. So we're gonna see if it still works. I think it should, but just like anything when it comes to crafting projects, you don't know till you're in the midst, like in the middle of it, in the thick of it, if it's gonna work. So fingers crossed it works. And if not, we'll make the best of it. So let's get on to the supplies needed and exactly what we're gonna be working on today. Do you see the wreath behind me? It's flocked. It's made to look like there's snow on it. And that can sometimes, those wreath forms in particular, can be a little bit of pricey, same with the trees. So I have a tip, trick. We'll see if it works. First thing, we're gonna need some sort of wreath form. This I got at Walmart for under $5, and it's shiny. It's very shiny, and it also needs to get fluffed open. So I'm gonna fluff that open in a second, but this is the secret sauce to creating a flocked looking greenery piece or pine piece without using the actual flocking materials. And this is where I'm like, hopefully this still works. It's the popcorn ceiling texture. That is what we're gonna use as our like magic sauce to make a flocked wreath in this case. I did it on a tree one time. And I still have that tree and it's still holding up and nothing is coming off of it 6 years after. So I don't know if it was a fluke or if it is what always works. So we're gonna find out real quick. So first things first, I'm going to fluff this out. And when I say fluff it out, it's basically just opening up these pine little needles, so to speak. You're gonna get a lot of fluff off. That's totally normal. And you're just going in different directions to open this lovely gal up, giving it some, what's the word I'm looking for? In like texture, like just volume. We're wanting to create some volume with this. So we're gonna fluff it open first, and then you need to promise me you're not gonna judge me for the state of the studio that you're about to see, but we're gonna put this on the floor here in the studio. You can use this in indoor because it's for ceilings, so you don't have to worry about spray painting like out in the outside. But I'm gonna put it on the floor because there's some overcast spray that happens and stuff, and I don't feel like getting popcorn ceiling stuff all over my work table on top of everything else that's all over it. So let's bring this on down and we'll see how it goes. Okay, so again, we're gonna be using this ceiling texture popcorn spray. We're gonna shake it for a minute and then we're gonna do teeny tiny little short bursts all the way through. It's gonna take 24 hours to dry. But first thing, I need to shake this sucker for, it says a minute. We're gonna do that first. And it comes with this little, we're gonna twist that on. Okay. Oh no. What is this about? Oh, maybe because it's, hold on. I'm kind of nervous. Oh, fudge. Okay, I did not have this problem the last time. Okay, I'm back. I had to run to the store and get a different bottle. Let me just show you the difference. I'm thinking the one I got from my one hardware store, maybe it was old or the nozzle was weird, but I ran to a different, they're both, only thing is this is professional match and this is easy patch. I don't know the difference, but the nozzles are different. This one you had to twist something on that just does not seem to be wanting to work. And this one you just put a little straw in there. Now the one thing I will note is that ideally this is actually supposed to be used spraying upward and we're spraying downward. So it's not gonna be 100% perfect, but it's gonna work. So we're gonna go start spraying it some more. And you wanna keep shaking throughout the whole process. And there is like spray bottles or spray paint. You can hear a little metal ball rolling around. You wanna hear that. There you go, when you're shaking it. Woo! And don't hit your whatchamacallit, your tripod while doing that. Okay, let's get this all sprayed onto the wreath, shall we? This is water-based, so you can wash it off with water if you get it on your hands and things. It's so funny because you got to shake it downward, but spray it upward. All right, I'm gonna keep working on this until it's at the peak of coverage that I want, and then we're gonna let it dry for 24 hours. Okay, so I'm gonna sound real old right now. They just don't make things the way they used to, am I right? So 6 years ago, this popcorn ceiling trick worked perfect. This year, sort of. It was a struggle. I do have like little drips and stuff, but it was not covering nearly as much as I wanted. So I took a spray paint and added a little bit more to it so that we had a little bit more of a flocked tree. I'm kind of disappointed. I wanted to show you too what the can was doing, but I didn't film it while it was doing that. And I was like, oh, I'll do it today because I waited 24 hours for this to dry. And now it just doesn't even work. So, but basically it's supposed to shoot up upward, which is fine, except for it didn't have enough like oomph to go upward. It just would drip off the side of the can. Make it make sense. So we're gonna work with what we got. I think we're gonna make a beautiful wreath. Just to show you some of the fillers we're gonna be using, I've got the winter wheat bush, I believe. Should still be over at ohyourlovely.com. This was in my stash. This we did not carry in the shop. We also have, this might not be there anymore either. It could though. We've got the ruscus in a beautiful red color. I've got some red berries and I've got some red dried filler as well that we're gonna add into there. Yeah, so let's get to filling in this wreath. And, oh, fun stuff! In the last 24 hours, I learned how to make a bow. I know. So I'll show you how I make a bow so that we can put it on here. All right, let's get to it. Now this is your reminder that you can take Greenery apart so that you can use it in multiple spots. So there you go. Now you got 3 instead of 1. Okay, to make this bow, you're gonna need some ribbon that is wired. You're going to need 1 zip tie, and that's it. I am doing a 2.5 inch ribbon, but I've also done it with much smaller ribbon. So use whatever ribbon your heart contends. First thing we're gonna do is we're going to make the width of the bow. So however wide you want the bow to be, that looks about good for me. We'll make a nice big bow. Why not? We want to keep the cutoff edge inside, and then we're going to wrap this as many times as you want. This is going to come outward like this. So 2 or 3 times. Heck, if you want to do it 4, who am I to judge? I am not one to judge. And then when I cut it, I'm going to cut it where the other end is. I'm gonna cut right there. Alright, so that's the first piece. Then we're going to make our tail. It's gonna be 1 full piece, whatever you want your tail to be. And this, you can always shorten it up, but you can't make it longer, so you can always go a little bit longer than you think you're gonna need. Okay, there's that, there's that. And then we need 1 other little piece, and this is going to be dependent on if you're going to use the bow to wrap around your project or if you're going to add wire to it. I'm going to wrap it around my project, or attempt to. So I need it a little bit longer, I think, so that I can wrap it around my wreath. Otherwise, I might use pipe cleaners. So what you're going to do with this one, though, is you're going to just create a knot right in the center as best you can. All right, so we're gonna set that aside first. We're gonna take our bow, the cut end I'm gonna put in the back. I'm gonna take my tail, and where I folded that, I'm gonna kind of line it up to there, okay? And then with the zip tie, we're gonna take this all together, fold it, and we're gonna grab our zip tie. And the end of the zip tie, I'm gonna put in the back of my bow. Cut that off. Not with my bow scissors. Okay. You can kind of see now. Be able to fluff that open. Fluff it open. And then in the center, to hide our zip tie, that's where that little knot piece comes. You're gonna make another knot. It's now covering up. Let's get this on our wreath. And then we're gonna make our little edges. So you're gonna fold it, and where your fold line is, you're gonna cut upwards in a diagonal towards that. And now you got your little, again, get your little, hey, let's get it on the door and see how she looks. All right, lovelies, now that I know how to make a bow, we have to work on bow placement. I'm not sure that I 100% love it, but I eventually will get there. I don't know if I love that bow placement. I don't know if it should be on the side. Hold on, let's try something. Oh, I like that better. We'll go real traditional. Look at that little cute bow, would ya? I did that! And you can too! I can now retire my crafty card. It's taken over 17 years for me to make some semblance of a bow that wasn't a bunny ear tied bow. I'm feeling pretty good. Feeling pretty good. All right. right, you guys. I loved how it turned out. It was not, would I use the popcorn ceiling stuff again? Probably another 6 years. We'll see if it's gotten any better. Otherwise, I still, the white spray paint against the green, it kind of gave more of a grayish green kind of vibe, but I'm really loving that with the color story we've got going on there. This is a little bit more of a minimalist kind of wreath for me. Probably not for all of you, but for me, it's pretty minimalist. And I love the little, like, just the little details of this one, especially the dried filler that's in there. It's very wispy, and I don't even know if it picks up on camera as well, but it's just like this light, just little touch of loveliness. I'm loving that. I'm loving these alternative, slightly alternative color schemes too. I mean, this one is much more traditional than others we've done, but this is still a little bit off the beaten path, so to speak. Okay, enough of me jibber-jabbering about how fun this wreath is. Let's do the YouTube-y thing, shall we? If you're loving this channel, can't get enough, want to know the next time we post a tutorial, which is typically on Wednesdays, make sure to subscribe and ring that bell to find out about the 150 style wood flowers, craft supplies, and greenery. Go to ohyourelovely.com, but before you do, let me give you something. Use the code YouTube30 to get 30% off one regular priced item order. That was not the way I wanted to put it in the directions that I did, but it's already out there into the world. So yeah, use that for 30% off. All right, you guys, I will see you next week for another gifty idea. We'll do these all month of December, probably. Probably, I think so, or most of it. But until next time, I'm Stephanie from Oh You're Lovely, and you, my friends, are absolutely lovely. Bye, guys.